Hi, my name is Umberto Mucci and this is We the ItaliaNews, a podcast about Italy during coronavirus times. Today is Thursday, June 10, 2021. Up to now, 43.8% of the Italian population has received the first dose of the vaccine and 24.9% of the Italian population, one quarter, over 12, is fully vaccinated. The regions who fully vaccinated the highest percentage of their population are Molise, Liguria, Abruzzo, Friuli, Venezia Giulia and Lombardy. Those who instead vaccinated the lowest percentage of their population are Sicily, Calabria, Sardinia, Tuscany and Veneto. Italy is aiming to vaccinate more than 54 million people against COVID-19 by September, including 12 to 15-year-olds. Campania, Abruzzo, Lombardy, Puglia, Molise and Lazio could reach 70% of citizens fully vaccinated by the end of August, earlier. The Italian government is also preparing the necessary plan if, as it appears, it will be necessary for some to add a third booster dose. The third dose could serve to counteract the variants of coronavirus that are circulating now when population immunization drops. The main target is people at risk, the approximately 20 million Italians who are frail by age, disease and occupation. The vaccine will be that of Pfizer, but for the third dose will be used at patient clinics of doctors and pediatricians. The timing is the most important question to which the government is trying to give an answer in these days. It would be very convenient to inject the third dose against COVID together with the flu shot, which is usually administered from November onwards. But the timing of the two vaccines, the flu vaccine and the third dose against COVID, may only coincide for some people, not everybody. That of the third dose will be a very time-spread campaign, which could end in March, April or May 2022. Meanwhile, the EU has approved the European Digital COVID Certificate, which will take effect on July 1st and be valid for 12 months. The Digital COVID Certificate will be issued free of charge by national authorities and will be available in digital or paper format with a QR code. The document will attest that a person has been vaccinated against the coronavirus or had a recent test with a negative result or has recovered from the infection. In practice, there are three separate certificates. A common EU framework will make certificates comparable and verifiable across the EU while respecting privacy, as well as preventing fraud and forgery. The most well-known and recognized ranking of universities in the world says that Italy has 5 new universities in the top 1,300. Our country sees its 3 best-known universities at the top of the national ranking: Politecnico di Milano in Lombardy, Alma Mater di Bologna in Emilia-Romagna, and La Sapienza di Roma in Lazio. But these excellencies are falling behind this year. Among the national shifts, we note the impressive jump ahead of the Bicocca University of Milan, Lombardy, which has risen 80 places since last year. The universities of Padua, Veneto, Turin, Piedmont, Naples, Campania, and Trento and Trentino Alto Adige are conspicuously backward. The universities of Pavia in Lombardy, Genoa in Liguria, Siena in Tuscany, and Trieste in Trentino in Friuli Venezia Giulia are growing just as dramatically. The best Italian universities, despite their undisputed excellence, struggle to compete globally in some indicators, especially those that evaluate the level of internationalization of professors and students and the numerical proportion between the former and the latter. A comparison of what the role of culture is in the national recovery and resilience plans of Portugal, France, Germany, Spain and Italy gives first place to our country in terms of overall investment. Each country favors one aspect: regeneration and modernization for Portugal, youth creativity and innovative industries in France. Spain connects culture to sports. Germany focuses on the environment and the fight against climate change. Italy is the country that will receive the most funding, 191.5 billion euros compared to 69.5 billion for Spain, 40.9 billion for France, 27.9 billion for Germany, and 13.9 billion for Portugal. Specifically for the relaunch of the cultural sector, Italy has planned to finance projects and investments for a total value of 6.68 billion euros, equal to 3.5% of the total. The interventions are divided into 4 areas of action. Cultural heritage for the next generation provides investment for 1.1 billion euros. Regeneration of small cultural sites, religious and rural heritage has a budget of 2.72 billion euros. Culture and creative industry provides 460 million euros of investment. And finally, tourism has a budget of 2.4 billion euros. The problem would be to have the ability to spend the funds because so far it has not happened very well. For example, the European Fund for Culture and Development regarding the years 2014-2020, so ended last year, for the enhancement of cultural heritage, addressed to 5 regions of southern Italy, specifically Campania, Basilicata, Calabria, Puglia and Sicily, with an endowment of about 500 million euros, but it has been used only for 300 million, with 50 interventions concluded and with 407 interventions still under implementation now. The government plans to set up a special superintendency at the Ministry of Culture operating until 2026, the end of the recovery plan, which will have to balance the needs of protection of cultural and landscape assets with the implementation of the recovery plan. There was a 9% contraction in 2020 compared to 2019 in Italian spending, but if French spending is excluded, the decline is stronger at 12.2%. This is the steepest contraction since 1997 when data collection began, bringing the average current spending figure back to the 2000 level. Compared to 2019, spending on food and non-alcoholic beverages and spending on housing, water, electricity and routine and extraordinary maintenance remain essentially unchanged. These are hard to compress expenditures that are only marginally affected by lockdown restrictions and indeed may have been aided by households' increased stay in home. In contrast, spending on everything else falls 19.3% compared to 2019. The decline in household spending is widespread across Italy, but differs among areas of the country, reflecting the spread of COVID-19 and the counteracting measures adopted by the government. It was most intense in northern Italy, followed by central and then the southern islands, where the decline was smaller. Results of research based on response from more than 2,000 physicians and nurses with extensive exposure to the virus in France, Germany, Italy, Spain, the United Kingdom and the United States showed that a diet based on vegetables and fish, 2 of the main ingredients in Italian cuisine, can help reduce the chances of developing a severe COVID infection. Respondents who said they followed vegetable or fish-based diets were 73% and 59% less likely to have moderate to severe COVID-19 infection, respectively, than those who did not have these dietary patterns. The advice is always the same: buy Italian products, learn to cook Italian. Very soon we will help you here at We the Italians. Stay tuned about that and stay healthy. Yesterday, the US finally relaxed its travel recommendations to more than 110 countries, including Italy. The new classification includes 61 nations, including our country, moved from level 4, the highest for COVID-19 alert and urging not travel, to level 3, which recommends travel to those who are fully vaccinated. And I have to tell you a little thing on a personal level, that yesterday I met on 2 separate occasions with some Italian-American friends visiting here in Rome, and it was wonderful to finally get back together in person, all vaccinated and free, though still wearing masks and being careful. So please be careful, but please plan on coming to Italy. We are waiting for you and I'm waiting for you. Up to that moment, please stay safe and take care. My name is Umberto Mucci. This was We the ItaliaNews. I'll see you next Monday. Ciao from Rome.